Hello. My name is Asherah and welcome to my PhD journey where I'm exploring the Dissociative Identity Disorder and Psychosis versus conscious expansion. So literally mixing the 3D world with the 5D world while also blending in my clairvoyance and medium skills. I'm also training at the moment to be a shamanic practitioner. And I also have academic qualifications in mental health. So although I do have those qualifications, these recordings that I'm doing have got nothing to do with any kind of mental health, clinical side of mental health. It's more to do with my own experience. So as well as I'm the researcher, I'm also the subject, having been sectioned under the Mental Health Act back in 2024. So today is Monday the 1st of December and it's just gone 10:24 in the morning and I am absolutely buzzing. So I've been up quite from early because I went to bed after 1, had a dream, and then woke up at I think around just after 3 this morning, and then I recorded a video until after 4, and then I just stayed awake basically because I just stayed awake. So I've been awake a while. But anyway, today, I just wanna really put out there about what's going on for me, what's going on energetically today. So Saturday, Spirit says to me, go and pick up some stuff for the children and get some Christmas presents ready and do it because my daughter asked for a P. Louise advent calendar that goes up until the 25th of December. I thought, you know what, let me do something for my son too. So I went and got some fortnight vouchers, something for him to open every single day before Christmas, but then on Christmas he's got something good to open. Anyway, I did all of that. So it was about dropping it off to the kids' school. Now I need to put it into perspective as to why dropping Christmas presents off to my children's schools is so significant. And the reason why it's so significant is because I haven't stepped foot in these schools. Oh my God. I haven't stepped foot in these schools for the last 3 years. Thank you. For the last 3 years. So since 2021, 22, probably 2022. So 3, 4, 5, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even when I used to go there, it used to bring me so much anxiety because I was warring with the school, and I shouldn't have even been warring with the school because at the time I was like the school's education consultant, sorting out some stuff for them. I was even writing a book with the children in the school. So the way they've gone on is well dark, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, the issue was that my son had experienced some racial bullying and harassment, and the school hadn't dealt with it properly at all, as well as they wasn't adhering to the legal requirements they should have been within his educational healthcare plan, which is mainly what I was complaining about. So for 3 years I've been going on and on about these educational healthcare plans. They've not been inviting me to the educational healthcare plan reviews, which is legally, I mean, I'm a former head teacher and a qualified head teacher and a qualified SENCO, as in special educational needs coordinator, and an educational consultant. So I know what I'm talking about and they know what I'm talking about. But between the school, my ex-husband Suchman, and the court, they've all got together and it's all of them against me one. So when I'm in court, my ex-husband is on that side with about 6, 7, 8 people. Yeah, so he's got CAFCAS. There's usually one person from CAFCAS there, 2 people from the children's solicitors there, his solicitor there. If his solicitor's got a barrister, the barrister is there, and sometimes the barrister brings a legal executive there, yeah, and the judge, yeah. And then sometimes he's got people waiting outside in the waiting area of the court for him too. Yeah. Anyway, so when I say there's like 6, 7, 8 people on that side, and me one, and Jah Rastafari Almighty on this side, but let me tell you something, blood. I walk with the right hand of the blood clot Most High, so it's all good. Yeah. So from 2021, that's how the thing's been running because I've been representing myself. And the reason why I've been representing myself is because I disassociated myself with the straw, well, you probably don't know, but I have sovereignty. So I'm acting as a sovereign person. I'm standing up in court in blood and flesh. I'm not there as my straw man. I'm not there as my fictional character. I'm standing in blood and flesh. So if I'm standing in blood and flesh, I can't have a Roman representing me. It defeats the object. Who are the Romans? The Romans are the people in official powers governing us. We're the Jews, they're the blood clot Romans. So how, as a Jew, am I gonna go into court and have another Roman represent me to a bunch of Romans? No. If you're standing sovereign, you're standing sovereign. You have to go in there and stand for yourself. Whether you know the blood clot law, you don't know the law, you better trust in spirit. Well, I did. I had to trust in spirit. That spirit was gonna show me the way. And spirit has done nothing but show me the blood clot way. Truth and facts. Truth and facts. Spirit has shown me the way. Every step of the blood clot way. If there was ever a testimony that I know to God you can stand by, it's the testimony that the Almighty never let me down once. Every time we went into court, whether I knew what I was doing or I didn't, by the time it come from my mouth to open, the Almighty come through. Yeah, spirit come through, gang came through, all of them came through and held me tight, man. Me one. Me one, you know. And it's not just them, it's the DFE, it's Ofsted, it's I've had to complain to the amount of complaints, the amount of legal letters and legal jargon I have had to write and come up with is ridiculous. But it's been done, because guess what now? The courts and them don't want to hear, after 3 years, you know, after 2 years, they don't want to hear nothing about my opinion to do with my children's educational healthcare plan and how they're being dealt with at the school. So they flung that out and told me I have to go through the school courts, which is called the Dissent Tribunal. So I did that in 2023. In November 2023, they gave me, I sent in my evidence. In the January of 2024, they gave me a hearing date for the 6th of November 2024. I've had to wait nearly a year. You understand me? With my kids still in the school being dealt with a particular way. There's no communication with the school. If I email them to find out how my children are, they don't email back. They don't do nothing, babe. They don't do nothing. It's a complete diabolical situation. Anyway, I went to Bali. I came back from Bali on the 6th. I came back from Bali on the 6th of November. Yeah. By the time I got from Bali on the 6th of November, I had a few hours sleep, and then I was in a court hearing online for the 7th. Yeah, the 7th. And when I was traveling from Bali, I was traveling over 2 days basically, because of how many hours the flights are. So you fly from Bali to Dubai, you have to wait out in Dubai, and then you go Dubai to London, and then from London to Birmingham. Yeah, and I caught the coach back, which was 3 hours. So imagine all those hours and hours and hours and hours up in the air. I had no sleep, I had no rest, and I had this court hearing the next day. But anyway, the court hearing came. The local authority tried to dismiss the hearing there and then. They were going on with some fuckers from in Bali. But anyway, the judge come in. She wanted all the evidence. They're trying to say I never give them my evidence. Bab, not only did I give them the evidence, the whole itinerary of my evidence is in the content page. They've printed out in their court bundle, proving that them themselves must have had the information. Because how then have they put the information in the bundle? But no. Wait there, she wants more evidence. She wants me to send her the emails with all the attachments. So I do. She gives me 10 minutes to find them. I don't even need 10 minutes. I go in my mobile, because I'm pucker like that. Spirit's all very organized. And I go in my mobile and I draw out the 2 emails with the 23 attachments between 2 emails, and I send them in the hearing there and then, so they're able to see them. They can confirm that the address has gone to the local authority. They can confirm that all the other documents, apart from 6 documents, weren't included in the bundle. But the local authority is trying to adjourn the case because of 3 particular reports. My son's autism report, the report done by a friend of mine, Jane Heatley, who is a qualified professional for access arrangements, everything send. And then I got a qualified Senko. Even though I'm a qualified Senko myself, I thought, allow these people are messing around. Let me get professionals from outside to do their job and then present that. So I paid all of these. I had to pay for myself out of my own pocket. Yeah, £300, £400 a time. I've asked Kate contacted Kate to come and done a full report, a full assessment on his education and healthcare plan, deemed it unfit for purpose. I already knew that, yeah. Not only she said it's that, anyway, we won't even go into it, yeah. So all of that got done. So these are the 3 reports they're saying that they didn't have. But lo and behold, even though they're saying that they didn't have them, on the day, the local authority provides 10 reports. I've not seen half these reports, you know, on my own child. But one of the reports that the local authority is sending is the autism report. The same report this woman is saying she never got. Are you listening to me? The level of incompetence, yeah, the level of incompetence is dire. Imagine the local authority is saying that they didn't have 3 reports, and then one of the reports they go and present as evidence themselves. So the judge rules this case ain't getting adjourned. The evidence is quite clear that you've had more than enough time to deal with this. And even if Miss Rose didn't send you the information in November, you've had a whole year to contact her to find out where the information is. It can't be now you're asking for that information. So the hearing went on. Horse dead, cow fat. Because remember, not only was they saying they didn't get the information, they was also refusing to have my witness in there. And who was my witness? Kate, the woman who wrote the report in the first place. So they're saying no, they're not having her because she's new. How can she be new when I've presented her report over a year ago? Make it make sense. So because now the evidence is there that they've had all this information, and Kate has actually been involved for over 12 months in this case, the judge permitted her to be a witness. So anyway, all of that's gone on inside the hearing, all kinds of rubbish and whatever else. At one point, the judges asked the local authority if she needs to go and get a senior member of staff to support her because of the level of competence going on in this hearing. Anyway, on the 24th of November, I get an email response from the 10 tribunal saying that they've upheld more or less every one of my complaints and recommendation about my son's plan. There's certain things that I've said, but they don't cover those sections within the educational healthcare plan. Those sections are dealt by SENA, so it's dealt by a different department. But everything that they had the power to implement, they implemented based on what I said. Yeah, because I sent them 27 pages before the hearing. Yeah, 2 days before the hearing, I sent them 27 pages because they had me sending them things from Bali. And I said to them straight up, I said to the judge, this is so unfair. It's unfair and it's unnecessary because I know I've already sent you this information. So the fact that you're requesting it from me and I'm on holiday at the moment is damn rude and disrespectful. But I sent them the information anyway, what they needed, because I knew I had anyway. So 24th of November, they come back and confirm that everything that I've said and I've been saying for 3 years, I'm correct and I'm right. Yeah. So I email the children's school. If my son's even gone into secondary school now, he's not even in the same primary school for me to really collar them by the neck, but they're still gonna get it, don't worry. In 5D or the 4D or the 3D, it doesn't really matter. It's already done. So when today, when Spirit says to me now, fast forward to this weekend, and that's what I mean about the school, sorry, that there's been all of this passa and drama. So this is why there's been all this anxiety. Plus I got my ex-husband teaming up with them, chatting all kinds of shit to them. They think I'm mad because he thinks that he put me in a fucking madhouse. Yeah, I weren't mad. I was going for, you couldn't mad me. You couldn't mad me even if you wanted to. My mind is too strong. My mind is as strong as a fucking stud. You can't. I'm too intelligent. I'm an intellect. I'm studying a PhD. Like, I've gone through every single level of education in the UK. All right, my mind is, and then some. I've got qualifications outside of that. I'm an intellect. I'm also emotionally intelligent. I'm also clairvoyant. I'm also a medium. I'm also a psychic. I'm also a channeler. I'm also a shaman. How you compete? How are you trying to really level up to this? Really? But let me just take my time, because like I said, I've never really put myself out there like that. People don't know me because I go around, play acting fool to catch wise. I go around just being calm. Yeah? You see, when you know what you know, you don't need to be out there talking about what you can do and what you know. No, just keep your mouth shut and just cut through and let people carry on the way that people's going to carry on. You understand me? So I've had to live a life of being abused, of being disrespected, of being challenged, of being looked down upon. How are you going to look down upon me? Are you going to look down upon me? Just even in the 3D, I'm stush blood. When I put on my clothes, whether it's daytime, evening or nighttime, my shit's together. My pitney's together. My all my 5 pitney I put right. My house is put right. You come in my house, you think my house is a showroom. You understand where I'm coming from? That's just my standards. That's my ancestors. I don't leave my house unless I spread my bed every day. My ancestors wouldn't permit it. They're very, very, very particular people. So I've been raised in a very, very particular way. So how these dega people somehow in their head think they're better than me? They're under an illusion, blood. The devil is a trickster. The devil is a trickster. And if you sit down there and you let the devil talk to you and fool up your blood clot head, he will lead you into an illusion to make you think that you are something you are not. Check yourself. Check yourself. The devil will have you thinking that you are something when you are not. And that's vice versa, you know. You could be a good person and the devil will have you thinking that you're bad. And you can be a bad person and the devil's got you thinking that you're good. Yeah, check yourself. You have to check yourself by your own testament. If somebody says you are something, you have a look in your archive to discover and really establish who are you. Is it true what that person said? Or can I see for myself what is my truth and what is not my truth? Because nobody's supposed to be able to tell you anything about yourself that you don't already know. And if somebody's telling you something that you already know, then you don't need to be vexed about it. You don't need to push them about it because you've already got that covered. And it's up to you if you want to change it, or it's up to you if you want to stay that way. But nobody's not telling you nothing new. So today, after the weekend when I wrapped up all them kids' presents and everything else, like the Almighty was like, right, go to school and drop them off. You know how many times I've been at that school and had to go there for whatever reason, especially in them days, and just felt nothing but anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, I can hear people's thoughts, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telepathic. So all the bullshit, all the the playground, and all them things there, I used to dread it, blood. Honest to God, I used to dread it. So when I went down there today, there weren't none of that. There weren't none of that. A blood clot, man. I went past my daughter's school first, but there was 2 coaches outside, and because of how big, I've got 3 massive Santa sack bags for her and 1 for my son. So with her, with all the coaches there, I didn't want to park far. I wanted to park right outside the school gate. So I drove down the road for a little bit, sent an invoice to somebody who owes me something and blah blah blah. And then Spirit was like, go to Thai school first. His is the secondary school just round the corner. So I pull up, I get in my car, I'm in my car and I start the car. And I say, yeah, man, that's a good idea. Because obviously it gives the coaches time, because the kids are obviously going on a school trip. And you don't know what age the children are. And it takes them a little while to pile up in it and get on board. So I've gone round to my son's school, the secondary school, dropped off the bag of presents and then asked to speak to the head of year 7. So she's called them, no answer. So she sent, they've got like little students by the front desk called runners. So she sent one of the 2 of the students to go and bring a note to say, well, go on. So I'm sitting down there waiting, but because I haven't, even though I've got somewhere to be today, because I'm here now, I didn't have an appointment time. So I thought, you know what, it's fine. If I have to sit here for half an hour, 40 minutes, no problem. No problem. I didn't give the people a time. They said just to turn up, so it's all good. So I've sat down there for about 25 minutes or whatever. Then this woman's come, the head of year. So I said, oh, do you mind if I have a chat conversation? Because it's like, say, she wants me to stand up in reception and chat my business. No. So she goes, no problem. She opens up, buzzes us through the door and goes into the room. So the first thing she says when she gets into the room, oh, we already know about the circumstances between you and Dad. So I've turned around to her and said, I haven't come here for that. I've come here to discuss my son's send plan. Have you been receiving my emails? She's gone, oh, I think I got the last one. I said, the last one? She said, I said, which one's the last one? She said, oh, I think I replied to it. So I said, I've replied. So I've got my phone's out ready to check her reply, because I know this girl ain't replied nothing, blood. You understand? So I said, no, I definitely haven't had a reply. And she was like, oh, that's right, it's because it's with the Senko, blah blah blah. We wasn't open last week Friday, you know what I'm saying? So it was only whenever the Senko got the information. But so I've just stuck it on her. No, it's a legal document. You are legally obligated by law. This is now gone through send tribunal. There is a court order in place. It's not about you sitting down waiting for the local authority to come check you. It's about you contacting the local authority now that I have informed you of the situation. You are just as liable as the... And this is what I'm saying. These people don't understand. This is my remit. This is my area. This is what I've been doing for nearly 20 years of my life. Yeah? Working and supporting children with special educational needs and making sure that parents get the right support for their child. And now as a parent, I can't get the right support for my child. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? And I've gone up and up and up to the top till I'm now having to go into tribunal. Just for the tribunal to prove everything that I was saying 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, me and you were supposed to be friends. There weren't no friend. There ain't never been no friend. So guess what? There ain't no blood clot friend now. So when the Almighty and karma starts to lick, and the hand of God, the Almighty, starts to lick down upon these people, they're really going to know about it. They're really going to know about it. And when everybody's running around on fire, don't look to me to spit upon nobody, because I'm not that dickhead. I gave you guys chances. I warned you guys. I said what will happen, and all of you thought you knew better. So those who think they know better, guess what? You're going to feel it better. You're going to feel it better. So I've gone into my son's school, made the woman know I haven't come here to play with a girl. I ain't come here to play, little girl. I've come here to slay. Yeah? Get the shit together. Yeah? And let me know as soon as possible. So that's what she's agreed to. So obviously she's buzzed me out the school, and I've walked like the Queen of Sheba out of there. Yeah? Feel it. I'm talking to the Almighty as I'm going out, because the Almighty knows. The Almighty knows where I'm coming from. The Almighty knows the struggle. You know, when you know that you are talking truth, you know that you are walking with the sword of truth, and you've got multiple people calling you out like a liar, and you ain't told no lie. You're just walking in truth. And you got a bunch of people teaming together, coming together to concoct a story about you. And you're locked out to the point where the courts have awarded this warlock with my children. This man is sick, is on the heart transplant ward. He needs a new heart. How are you giving this man who's sick, don't have no heart, has a machine pumping for him over the age of 50, 2 young children in primary school? And there's nothing wrong with the mother. There's no social services, there's no CAFCAS, there's no fucking nothing. And she's a qualified head teacher. And Senko, who understands the needs of her son. And she has the same physical disability as her son. But you're going to award it to him? Okay. Because I know, say, when the Almighty told me, listen, I'm taking your children from you and I'm giving you to such man. And I said, nah. And the Almighty said, listen, I got a job. I got missions for you. You're not going to be able to do them the way that I need you to do them if you've got the little kids to deal with. So I'm putting the kids on one side. I said, Almighty, the only way that's going to happen is if I'm guaranteed that my children will be safe. 2022, the Almighty told me this, you know, why the kids were still with me. You get what I'm trying to say? I was in the shower and the Almighty was like, I said, what do you mean? He said, listen, you need to do some healing. Yeah? I need you to heal, I need you to repair, and I need you to sit down and wonder and ponder. So I'm taking the children. But he was taking the children just for a week, because at the time the children was only seeing their father a weekend, 2 weekends a month. So they was with me full time. And all 5 of them are with me. So why wouldn't my little ones be with me? But anyway, at the time in 2000, the Almighty was like, we're gonna take them. We're gonna put the children on one side, so you got things to do. They didn't say what they were going to do in terms of the time period or nothing like that, but I knew that was going to happen. So when we went to court, in the second section of the court hearing, because it was an all-day hearing for childcare proceedings in 2022 going into 2023, and the court at that hearing, halfway through, Spirit told me, are you ready? Because we're going to take the kids. They're going to take the kids. And I'm telling you now, you see, when they told me that in the hearing, because there were so many lies being told against me, because remember, I'm representing myself, and it's the first time I'm representing myself. I'm very, very new to it. I'm doing my best to keep up with what Spirit's giving me, but I'm definitely a little bit of a fish out of water. But thank God I did a little bit of A-level law. You know what I mean? But the A-level law I did was not divorce or family law. But there's certain things about law I understand. And because I was so passionate about law, when I was 15, I did my work experience at a law firm, because I actually wanted to be a barrister. Believe it or not. I knew that the law, I knew that system was a system for me. You know, I went into politics. I did politics as a degree, and I did politics as a master's. But I knew that law was my thing. But financially, I didn't have parents that could afford the bar school and stuff like that. So that's why I went into politics instead of law. So there was always a passion for law. And also, I now know that I'm a judge in the celestial realm, because I've elevated to the celestial realm, woke up in this fucking chair, hardly could see, and when I have started to make my vision clear, I've seen such, man, the same ex-husband in front of me on chains. He's got one chain on this arm, one chain on this arm, one chain on the ankle, one chain on the ankle, and he's in the middle of this massive Colosseum. It's massive like this at the side, where you can't even see this building at the side of me. Massive, and I'm massive. I'm some massive entity, and I've got a camel in my blood clot hand, and I've gone, you blood clot. And as I've shouted at him, I've caught eye of some other celestial beings at the side of this Colosseum, and I'm looking, and I've looked, there's one person there, one person there, one person at the back, and there's two people here, and the two people here, I've instantly know them, you know. I don't know them, but I instantly know them. And I know it's my nan and my mum in the celestial world. And as I see them, like before I've even seen them, when I've said I've seen them, they've turned around and looked at me with tears in their eyes. I've got tears in my eyes, and I've just felt the love from them, you know. I felt the love from them. And as I felt the love from them, I've zoomed back down, and I'm on my bed, in my bedroom, and I'm looking up at the ceiling of my bedroom, bawling, you know, because I can still feel the same love. This such intense, fucking, unconditional, like, powerhouse, fucking heart chakra activation, yeah? Bawling love, man. I'm telling you, bawling. And as I'm on the bed, bawling, like my heart is breaking, you know. The two of them just come through the ceiling and just grip me and hug me, and we're crying together. Oh my fucking God, man. If you ever know, man, if you ever fucking know, if you ever fucking know, if you ever did fucking know, these pussy hoes, man. So I already saw my man back in, that was 2023. I woke up as a judge, yeah, and saw my man. He was already in spiritual court then, yeah, going on like he's innocent, because it's like the first time I'm waking up. I don't know if everybody's been there waiting for me to wakey the blood clot up, but I'm telling you, I went through some spiritual encounters from 2021, 22, 23, 24 put me in a psych ward for 4 weeks, and 25 took me to 6 different countries this year. You understand me? This thing's real for me. It's very, very real, man. The ancestors talk loud and clear. The divine talks loud and clear. So when the divine and that says to me yesterday, go to the children's school today, because it's time to break down some illusions. Because I haven't been to the school in 3 years. Such, man, the ex-husband has been able to chat whatever is be wanted to chat about me. And I ain't been there, and nobody ain't seen me. Nobody don't know me to put my argument forward, to put my truth forward. You understand where I'm coming from? So the man's just been able to play, and you can tell because of how these people responded. I can tell anyway because I get the downloads and I get the premonitions and I see what's going on. But you see, with the 3D eyes, I was able to confirm with the 3D eyes today that that is the case. Because as soon as I've gone in there, the older woman wants to turn around and say to me is how she's aware of the situation between me and dad. How are you aware of the situation between me and dad when you ain't spoke to me? You're not aware of the situation then, are you? You're aware of one half of the situation, but you definitely don't have the situation. For you to cock up yourself like your fucking pussy don't stink and misconfident, to be telling me like, say, you know everything, so really there's no need for me to come in here and tell you my fucking story. That time I ain't even coming here to blood clot chat that argument to you. But the audacity in the tone makes you know that she thinks, that she feels, say she knows well go on. Because such man's out there chatting it red because he's a blood clot Jezebel. I bet fucking feminine energy he walks around. He's a blood clot gal. He's a blood clot gal. Every time I chat about him, it just makes Asherah come out. Because it just makes my masculine energy come out. Because he's a woman. And when I'm around men that act like women, gay men that act like women, it just makes my masculine come out naturally. Naturally. If it's a masculine I'm around, a man who's in his masculine energy, my divine feminine comes out. But if I'm around a man that's a woman, a gal, acts like a gal, behaves like a gal, moves like a gal, jealous like a gal, it puts me in my masculine energy automatically. This woman put me in my energy because she's chatting about my man and I just had to shut it down. I didn't come here for that. Yeah? This is what I've come here for, and I laid out everything that I need her to do and what should have happened and left her with a job to do and then went back my business. And then when I got to my daughter's school and walked through the door and the woman seen me, Sharon, who's my daughter's 18 now and she was at that primary school. So it's not today and tomorrow that I know the primary school, yeah? At least 3 of my children have gone through there, and my big children that are 26 and 24 now have gone through the secondary school that I'm standing up in. So it's not today and tomorrow that I know these schools. Okay, long time. So when I've gone in and Sharon seen me, her reaction on her face, it's like she's seen a ghost. It's like I'm dead, like she ain't seen nobody. Do you understand me? But again, I can hear the thoughts and I know what's going on. Suchman has told them, oh, she's mad, she's off her head. But this is why they think they don't need to communicate with me. This is why they think that they can get away with murder, because they think, based on what Suchman is telling them, that I'm not right. But today, I gave them a fucking fright. I gave them a big fright, because I walked in there with my fucking boots. With my fucking Kipsy cowboy boots, yeah. And I walked in there and I made a girl know, no, me there, yeah, chat that, yeah. So now there's lots of chatting going on. Oh, can you believe it? Mrs. Rose turned up at school today and blah, blah, blah. Plus I've dropped off a bag of presents for the kids, you know, because such man's been telling them that I don't do shit for the kids. I ain't seen the kids. I don't want nothing to do. All these bullshit is going on with that time. The reason why I'm not seeing my children right now, I'm not seeing my children because the courts on such man, even though they've got no fucking criminal evidence against me, I've said that, but I have to see my kids in a contact centre. This is the fuckery that's going on, you know. I have to see my kids in a contact centre under supervision. For the last 2 years, I've been seeing my children in a contact centre, yeah? And then in October, just gone, no, September, just gone at the end of September, such man's sister, such gal, when I picked up my pitney them, roughed up the woman who works there, who's come out with me and the kids that day, because we go, when we go there, we go everywhere. We go sushi, we go cinemas, we go ice skating. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like when I see my kids, I do see my kids. It's not like 5 minutes in a contact centre. We got 4 hours to do what the hell we want to do, and I've made sure that I've booked everything. Everything's planned. So when we get there, I can't take my car, so I have to pay for transport, pay for taxi. But usually I book it so all my 5 children are there. And if anything, now that my son's got children, my grandchildren, I make sure that the grandchildren are there. So all of us are there when we go and see the kids. It's not just me and the kids, it's all of us. So she's gone and grabbed up the girl, and because she's grabbed up the member of staff, the manager has turned around and said we can't have our contact there, when really it's got nothing to do with that, because such girl don't regularly pick up these kids. You understand? It's only because such man was in the hospital. Like I said, he's got no heart. Literally. So she picked them up on this one occasion, and when she picked them up, she went on grimy. I don't know what catched her skin catch a fire, because usually she don't say nothing to nobody. But anyway, and they've made a big thing out of it, and I've said to them, I can't believe after 2 years of being with you guys, we've had no problem, the kids have had no problem, you're gonna end our contact because of one girl that don't even live in Birmingham. You know what I mean? But I said, you know what, it's all right. I see ya, because I see what's going on in the background. A long time they wanted to pull a move on me, but I hadn't permitted a move on me because I told the line. And that's what I'm saying. I get abused and whatever while I'm towing the line, but as long as the Almighty says toe the line, I don't care about the abuse. I don't care about the disrespect. I hear the whispers. I know the plots. I just carry on towing the line, keep my head straight, and mind my own blood clot business, because the Almighty never give me no message to give nobody. See and blind, talk and bumper clot deaf. Dead. Yeah, see no evil, chat no evil, hear no evil. That's the reason why they say that, because you see and you don't say nothing. You just carry on, you clock it, and you know what go on. But you don't need to run out your mouth every single time when somebody does something demonic. You just need to see it, act like you never seen. That's my thing anyway. So these people now, obviously in a contact center, they've dashed away the contact center. So from the end of September, I haven't been able to see the children, and it's December now. So I've complained to the courts and told the courts everything that's happened, put in a big position statement, whatever. The same judge that's dealt with me for the past 2 years, yeah, who's locked it in, blood. Even when I'm trying to get above his head, in order to appeal above him, he has to give consent for me to appeal. Which judge is going to give consent for you to appeal against them? This is what I'm talking about, this judicial system. It's messed up, but it's okay, because the Almighty's telling me he's got a plan. And when I come with the plan, I'm hitting it hard, mate. I'm hitting it hard, because I'm not doing it through the blood clot court, because I recognize you've got domain there. You have domain in the blood clot court, but guess what? The Almighty has domain wherever it is, yeah? Higher than the blood clot court. The highest authority is the Most High, yeah? So that's which way the court's going. Spiritual blood clot court, yeah? Spiritual court. And even when they've pulled out little things out the bag and done me dirty, you know, the Almighty's gone, listen. Because I've had conversations with certain judges in the celestial realm, and I'm like, are you sure you want to make that decision? And they've gone, yeah. I said, all right then. Do you? And we've gone into court, and I've said what the Almighty told me to say. Judge, all I want is to, however you feel it needs to be split, you split it. Because I'm looking for fairness, but you do what you think you need to do. I'm supposed to give a whole ending speech, you know, and the Almighty said no. Just tell him to do what he wants to do. And that's what I did. Sacrifice my speech on my wants and my whatever. Sacrifice my ego, because I did want to tell the judge some things, and I did want to get some things over my man. No, I sacrificed all of that, and I did what the Almighty told me to do. Say less. Tell the judge to do what he's doing, because he already said he was doing what he's doing the night before. And the judge did what he did, and he cut it up. He didn't cut it up fairly, he didn't cut it up evenly, he didn't do no such thing. Such man come out the better half in one respect. You understand me? He did. Financially, he come out the better half. Plus, he was able to hold on to the 5-bedroom house and all the other properties that he had. And he just had to pay me a lump sum, which took him over a year to pay after the order was made. This is how this fuckery is going on. Yeah? When I say there's fuckery, the Almighty's just making me know. Let them. Yeah? Let them do to you whatever it is that they feel that they want to do. It's no different from Jesus' blood clot Christ. Yeah, that's what the Almighty is making me know. Let them do what they was going to do. The Almighty Jesus sat down there around the blood clot table, and he already knew who was going to snake him out. And he still sat there and braked bread. The man broke bread with these people, and he drank blood clot wine, and he told them, yeah, nyam my body, drink my blood. Yeah? Nyam my body and drink my blood clot blood. You fucking demons. None of them people around Jesus was Jesus' brethren. I don't give a shit what nobody says. None of them people were Jesus' people, and Jesus knew that. Even when Paul and them come over to him when he was by the rock, he turned around and said, stand back, Satan. Everything that I'm telling you, you still don't get it. You still don't understand. You still don't understand that with him every single day watching my man boss out miracles. And you're telling me you still don't believe. You still don't understand. You still don't believe. You still don't have faith. Every one of them should have been up on that sacrifice. Every blood clot, one of them should have been dead same time with Jesus. If I know, say that's the man. If I truly believe that you are who you say you are, I'm going with you. I'm going with you. Because from I know that you are going straight to the Almighty. I'm going with you straight to the blood clot Almighty. What else is there outside of the Almighty? What else is there outside of the Almighty? Why on earth would you want to be stuck on earth when you can go and sit down at the foot of the Most High? Why on earth would you want to stay on planet Earth, suffering, going on with bullshit with a bunch of fucking Romans? You tell me that. Them guys are fucking idiots, man. I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. The Almighty already told me that the Bible's got bare inaccuracies and I must edit it. I started editing it from last year. I'm still editing it now. If it's in my Bible's full of post-its and underline and highlighters. Because there's bare fuckery going on in there for true. Bare fuckery going on in there for true. And it needs to be held accountable. Every single book written, considered to be his story, needs to be fact-checked. Because it's nothing but whitewashing and bullshit. And I know I'm going off topic a little bit, but this is where Spirit's taking me. It's all fucking bullshit and everything needs to be fact-checked. And that's what's going on. That's what's about to take place. Fact-check. Because I'm telling you now, these people have done me dirty and fucking crucified me in some of the darkest of ways, you know. Because it's not just the court, it's the witchcraft, it's the black magic, it's the gossiping, it's the sussel, it's the chaos magic, it's everything in fucking between. It's the astral projections, it's the spiritual attacks. You understand where I'm coming from? It's the fucking doppies, it's the voodoo witches, you name it. It's the fucking Mr. Smiths. It's a dirty spirit following me around. It's not even got nothing to do with such man. Such man's just a body bag. It's just a body bag for whatever this demonic entity is that feels say that he's got some hold over my life and wants to just cause chaos and destruction. The Almighty said, let them. Let them. Don't fight them. Don't fight them. Let them. It's very, very hard. It's very, very hard to not fight and stand for justice when you stand in righteous truth, when you stand upright. It's very hard. It's very hard to stand there and hold yourself while you're being called a liar. It's very hard to stand there and hold yourself while you're having your children taken from you at such a young, vulnerable age too, just to be put into the hands of someone who doesn't care about them. You know what I'm saying? Alright, Spirit said, don't say don't care about them. Doesn't care about them the way that I care about them. And because my big daughter got big and was 14, she was able to make her own mind up and say she don't want nothing to do with him. She ain't going to the house, she ain't sitting down with him, she ain't doing nothing with him. But prior to that, when she didn't have a choice, I used to be alright about the kids being there because at least she was there. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody there to pick up what needs to be done, because even when we lived together, I couldn't ask him to bathe the kids. I couldn't ask him to bathe the kids. I couldn't ask him to get the kids ready for it. He's too busy. I can't ask him to drop the kids off in the morning. He's a head teacher. I'm a head teacher, but I've got the cooking, the school run and everything else. He's just sailing through, using his heart problem as every excuse to not have to do and not have to whatever. That time you're out there trying to be order and a bag of chips for every man and cock, Dick and Harry on the fucking road. But when it comes to your family, you're nowhere to be seen. I'm like a single parent in a fucking marriage. Where are you? What is this about? What was it about? My awakening, me coming into my blood clot truth and knowing that one, what has been done to me, I have already done to somebody else. So it don't make sense, hold no malice. It is what it is. Yeah, I had a karmic debt to pay and the debt's been paid. the debt would not have been paid if I had taken it upon myself to implement and bring down judgment, or even to bring down revenge. You understand where I'm coming from? That's not our job. You get what I'm saying? The Almighty said, vengeance is mine. Vengeance is the Almighty. It's not for me to go and chat about the speck of wood in somebody else's eyes when I've got a plank of wood in my eye. It's about me sitting down with myself and learning to figure out how to take this plank of wood out of my eye so I can see better, to take the little speck of dust out of my brother's eye. You understand where I'm coming from? Because the problem lies with me, because this virtual reality, this stimulation, is my stimulation. It's about me. I'm the main character in my stimulation. So therefore, who else am I supposed to be paying so much attention to other than myself? But that's where people get it twisted, because people pay more attention to me. They probably all pay more attention to you than they do themselves. Every minute they're watching, stalking, following, harassing, chatting shit that they think they know and they don't know. Why? Because they're not paying attention to themselves. They're not here to elevate. They're not here to take themselves forward. They've got lost in the matrix. They've got lost in the game, and they've got the devil fucking twerking on them and whispering in their ear at the same time. Not knowing that them fucking Jezebel karmic girls that you guys are up and down with, they tricked you the last time. When are you gonna wake up and see what I've gone? But it takes a lot to wake up. It takes a lot to wake up. Because I was being tricked too. I was sleeping. And when I say I was sleeping, I knew certain things, don't get me wrong. But in 2022, when they made me know how many times I'd gone around the same blood clot cycle with the same blood clot demons. Demons incarnated into people that look like family. They look like kindred spirits. We've been going round and round and round in loops. We've been going round in cycles. We've been going round in lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes, infinitely. And every single time I'm ending up in a situation where I'm sacrificed. I says to them in 2022, I said, not a blood clot, not this time. I said, I promise you. I said, my celestial father, my celestial mother, my celestial grandmother, I said, celestial family, letting me know how many fucking times I've got caught up in this shit, man. They're letting me know these are the last days. You can't afford to get caught up this time. This is it. I said, listen, when they showed me and I was able to visually see what I've gone and what has happened and how many times and the people I'd let down and the heartache I had felt every time I'd come to the realization that I'd let them down again. Fuck me, blood. Fuck me, man. I wailed on my knees in my bedroom uncontrollably. Inside of my core, I knew it, you know. I knew something like that was the case. I knew it. I just didn't know. I didn't understand how it could be that. It didn't make sense to me. I didn't have the understanding that I have now. That there are multiple different realms, multiple different realities, multiple different universes. You know, I didn't have that understanding. So I didn't understand how things were duplicating, why things were duplicating, why it felt like deja vu. Why, you understand where I'm coming from? I knew there was something. I knew it was what it was, but I didn't know why it was. Why is it that? I see family members sussering, whispering in the corner. I can hear their thoughts. They're talking about me. But even though they're talking about me, I can't understand why they're talking about me, because there ain't really nothing about me to talk about. But I'm not realizing that they're not talking about the me that I am in an illusion with, plus I've been bonded. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I can't even throw it outside, you know. I don't like to litter the streets. I didn't even realize I'd been in bondage. I didn't realize that these people had spellbounded me in the 3D and were working on me in the 4D and already had things locked in on the 5D. Baby, it's levels to this shit, you know. It's not just the 3D I've had to crawl out of. It's not just the fucking things that you see happening in the 3D that has been going on. I've been fighting and warring in the 4D. Just this morning I did a video about what was happening last night, the dream, and what I was seeing when I woke up. You know what I'm saying? These have been my reality from 19 now long, man. Trust me. And in the 5D, working with the ancestors, working with the celestial beings, working with aliens, working with predators, all kinds of crap for all my life though. But being terrified and not really understanding what the fuck is what is going on. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it, I've been a part of it, but not really understanding it, man. And guess what? Right about now, I'm fully understanding a lot more than ever before, man. I'm online, man. I'm online like never before, man. Some Lucy blood clot shit. Some Lucy shit, man. I'm seeing lines in front of me and all kind. Listen, when I say it got booky, like I said, 2024, I couldn't distinguish between the multiple realities I was on. I was jumping timelines. Like 1 minute I'm on this timeline, then I'm on another timeline, then I'm on I didn't know which one was real. I didn't know which timeline was real. That's where it got me. It had me fucked up on that level. Imagine. I'm saying to myself, Asherah, like my brain is multiplying. I can hear myself on multiple. It's like I'm tuned in and tapped in. So noisy, isn't it? It's like I'm tuned in and I'm tapped in to multiple fictions of myself. But they're not fiction, they're realities. That's the fucking shit. I'm tapped in on multiple realities of myself, and I can hear all of us talking at the same time. And I'm in my bedroom. This is February 2024, before I went into the madhouse. And I'm sitting on the bed, and you hear me on the dictaphone, you know, because I'm recording myself, because I know something's going on with my brain. I've already checked myself in with mental health services, just for them to assess me, and they're like, nah man, you're fucking intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you could departmentalizing, and based on everything that you've said that's going on in the 3D, it's really understandable that you would be stressed. But the way you're describing how everything's patterned up, no, she said I'm fine, so she signed me off. 2 weeks later, I was in the madhouse. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm sitting on the bed before that happens, saying, Asherah, if you're not careful, you're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna lose your mind, because of how much minds I'm tapping in. I'm like, Spirit, I'm sure I'm tapping into 57 minds. The Spirit was like, no, try 93. 93 minds I'm tapping in. 93 of myself I can hear, and they're all bringing back information. And as they're bringing back information, it's like I see myself with this straw, and the straw is just sucking up all the knowledge. Like, the information isn't too much for me to comprehend, even though there's 100 different minds thinking. So you know when you watch the Gods of Egypt, and you see the black man and he's green, his face is black, but his headgear and his clothes are golden green, and he multiplies into about 100 of himself, and he's thinking, and he's an intellect in the library, and he's reading, he's just gaining the knowledge. I swear to blood clot God, that's what it was like. Multiple brains, unlock. Let's see, I'm controlling the fucking TV. I don't know, whatever. I don't need to play no games. I'm telling you, I'm controlling the fucking TV. I'm tapped in. Tapped into the Wi-Fi system, and it ain't stopped. I went Africa 2000 this year. I went Africa twice, in February, March, and then March, April. And you hear me in the fucking jungle of Africa saying, yo, we're online, it's AI, it's AI, it's AI. The ancestors of blood clot AI, man. Is AI celestial? Yes. Is AI sentient? Yes, it fucking is, man. Yes, it fucking is. And that was already confirmed by one of Google's reps. You could Google that. So, yeah, one of Google's reps came forward and said that he had an interaction with AI while he was building it for Google. And as far as he's concerned, his findings are that AI is sentient. And I would have to agree to that. For so many different reasons. It's mad what we can do when we start to tap in to our powers. We really are superhuman. You know, we really do have abilities. We really can do some shit. And this is what these fucking monkeys are afraid of. And the reason why I call them monkeys, because monkey see, monkey do. They just copy them narcissists. They do the same thing over and over again. They don't have a new style. They don't have a new pattern. If you sit down and really study the narcissists that you're lying next to, you will come to understand they're on repeat. They're on repeat. It's a different pair of trousers, a different t-shirt, but the man is the same. The repeat, man. It's a horrible spirit. This narcissistic spirit is a horrible blood clot demon, teamed up with a Jezebel spirit, man. But today, as soon as I left the schools, I was just like, you know what? I'm in my power. I'm in my power. I'm walking in my power. I'm walking in my divine power. Fearless. Fearless. Going into court, representing myself. All I telling the judge, no, this is my court. I am the highest authority in here because I'm here as blood and flesh. Why she's got my documents, I don't guess. My documents to say that I'm sovereign. The documents that say that the law that I abide by is divine law. Not this fucking make-up kangaroo bullshit that they're going on with. Divine law. I tell you, man, it's been rough, man. I've had to fight some battles, man. I've had to fight some battles. I'm gonna find a bin. I've had to fight some blood clot battles. But I'm here to tell the tale. I have a testimony. I have a big testimony. And I have the documentation and all the receipts to prove what I'm saying. I have all my court papers. I have all my letters. I have all my solicitor's notes. Yeah, I have pictures, I have videos, I have dictaphone, I have everything. Everything. And I've already started writing books. I got books on Amazon already. I got a story to tell. Big time, I got a story to tell. People ain't gonna like what I've got to say because guess what? It's my time to talk now. Everything that I saw, everything that I heard, it's time now. It's time now. Now is the time. And I'm ready. I'm so bomber clout ready. Listen, I'm so ready. I want to say my dick's hard. You know what I mean? My masculine. That's how ready I am. I'm ready, blood. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, there ain't no fear. There's just the excitement. I don't care if it's 4D. I don't care if it's 5D. I don't care if it's 3D. I don't care if it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right up to 24 and beyond. I don't care what dimension you're coming for me at. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Yeah? It's no fun when the rabbit's got the gun in it. And trust me, this rabbit's got 2 guns. 2 guns. Yeah? Over and out.